This is a cute little setup for my microphone now, don't you think? Nobody's gonna fucking watch this. But this video is it's a little different, as you can tell from the title. This one comes from the videos I've made before come from a place of superficial hate. It comes from I don't like this because it's gay, because it's shit, because it's not funny, because it's nothing, right? This one is a little bit more sincere, more genuine, I guess. And it is about the Jews. And what I mean by the Jews is the religion, not the race. And I know some people might be thinking, "What? You don't hate the race?" But it's the religion that I mainly have a problem with. And obviously there will be some people in the comments that are going to be like, "Well, Peter Thiel, he's Jewish, but he doesn't follow the religion." He follows the fucking religion, dude. He does. The OpenAI guy, he does too. I can't remember his name, fuck. But they all follow it, right? It's the religion that I have a problem with. It's not the race. And what I kind of want to get into is now Israel is bombing Iran, not the U.S., because the U.S. and Israel, they're not even interchangeable. Israel owns the U.S. It owns them by proxy, I guess is how I would say it. But they are the U.S. in a sense, or they're at least on top of the U.S. And it's so clear that Israel and the Jews can just do whatever they want. It's not a something they may do. It's something if they want to do, they can do it. They can do whatever they want, because and they will do whatever they want. Because that's another thing I'll get into is they don't view you and me as people. To them we are goyim. To them we are cattle. We don't serve we're not even slaves to them. We are not, because we're not people. We serve a function. We are like most akin to cattle. We have a purpose that we serve, but apart from that, we don't add anything. Why would you have a cow in the house if you're not gonna milk it? We serve no other purpose than to do our purpose to the Jews in their eyes, obviously. But what I kind of wanted to talk about as well is that it's not about left versus right. It's not about the white man versus the black man. It's not about the Somalis or the Indians or anything like that, right? It is about them trying to create a separation in everything, right? It's them trying to create infighting in our groups. Because if you think about it, why doesn't the right like Israel? Well, they don't like Israel because think about it. Epstein, well, he's obviously a Mossad agent. We don't like the fact that they're attacking us. We don't like that they are attacking our people, that they're attacking us, right? We don't like that they control how we think. We don't like that they control everything about our lives. The left, they don't like Israel and they don't like the Jews, because it has reached that point that they don't like the Jews either. They scoff at them. They don't like them. And that's good. Let's just say how it is. But they don't like them. They don't like them only for a different reason. What's important is that they don't like them either. If they don't like Israel and Palestine and Jews, because they're attacking not them, even though they are attacking them as well. They don't like them because Jews are attacking the Palestinians now in Palestine, in Gaza. That's why they don't like them. But the underlying thing, the main point, is that you guys don't like the same thing, and yet you're arguing with each other about it. And I think that's ridiculous. I think that's retarded. And it's not about black or white either, because that's another thing that's crept up a lot more, and it's in this sort of counter thing as well. Because obviously in 2020 and the early or late 2010s, you had all this like Black Lives stuff, Black Lives Matter, all this black movement, and now there's sort of a counterculture for that. When I don't think it is about that. It's about, well, first of all, the Jews ruined black people, and that's just fact. Because you even like you look at Jesse Lee Peterson, he's talking about like black people are bad. The black people are not inherently bad. Like you look at how they were in the 60s and the 40s and the 30s. They were civil. They were poor, yes, but at the same time they were civil. They didn't have this culture now of this hood culture. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but the Jews fucked everything up with the black people too. And it's not about white or black, is what I'm trying to say either. It's not a race war type of thing. It should be a religious war against Jews, because you have been programmed to be like this. I touched on this a little bit earlier with black people, but it's not obviously just black people. It's you. It's you and me. It's the left and the right. It's it's everybody. They've programmed you to be this way. Like if you look at how do you fight against this, right? You don't fight against this by protesting against Israel on the street or doing anything, sort of physical, because they've controlled how you rebel too. They obviously now with social media, the reason why there's such an uptick in these anti-Jew and anti-Israel stuff is because of places like Instagram and social media, where you can see this sort of stuff a lot more easily. But it also controls the way you rebel and the way you attack them, because now instead of outwardly saying it, you're hiding behind the anonymity of your account. You're hiding behind you'll post a GIF of sorry you're a goy, or all these different things when it comes to like an edit of Epstein client list, whatever, right? They control the way you rebel against them too. And you look at the people, and another thing I kind of want to get into is even the propaganda that you and I consume, because if you're watching this, you're probably on the same boat as me when it comes to the Jews. You're not on the left where they do hate the Jews, but they can't say it because otherwise they're literally Hitler. But it is the fact that the way you rebel, and the people that sort of talk about it, they're not good. Like who do you know talks about the Jews in a sort of negative light? Like Sneeko, is that a good guy? Is that somebody you'd strive to be? The nigga's he's a cuck. He's a faggot. He's a degenerate. You want that guy to really be the front runner and the people you look at, the person you look at when it comes to this sort of stuff? Obviously not, right? And I think that's also a ploy by the Jews made that the Jews made in order to create this almost feeling of an uprising in the opposite direction, because obviously in the early 2020s, right, these 20s, not last century's 20s, it was very left leaning, all this trans stuff obviously pushed by the Jews. But now I have a feeling that all this stuff against the Jews is still pushed by the Jews, because the people who are talking against this sort of stuff, they're not the people you want to that people should be. You don't want to be Sneeko. You don't want to be this hyper hyperactive ADHD goy who just does everything that they do. Like Sneeko and all these sort of people that might talk against them just do whatever Israel wants anyway. Like they'll eat the slop, they'll promote all this gambling stuff that they own. It's and I think also is that they let this sort of artificial party, because I do kind of think it's artificial. Obviously there's people who obviously there's things like the Epstein list that are not artificial, that are real, and that is there and is clearly a window into their crimes, because I think it is just a window. It is this one Mossad agent that had connections over the whole world. It's not just Epstein. There's more to it, and you and I both know there's more to it. But I do think that this sort of rebellion against Jews is sort of artificially made, and in such a way that it's still supposed to propagandize you into thinking this way, so like that they can kind of point at it and sort of give themselves more money and say, oh, well, look at these Nazis, they're growing, they're becoming more active, we're scared for our lives, we have to send more money to Israel. It's that sort of, I get that feeling from it, that this is just an excuse to send more money to Israel, that this is the only reason a lot of people are noticing. Because you notice, but what do you do about it? That's another thing I wanted to talk about. You notice, but what do you do? The Epstein lists came out. You have all this fucking, like, Pizzagate was right all along, fucking, it's so much shit that they've dumped just in front of you, and nothing's happened. Nothing ever happens. And that's also done by this is going to come off as really whiny and me saying it's all the Jews' faults, which it is, but what can you do about it? Are you gonna, all right, you find Peter Thiel, you see him on the streets and you become Muslim, you wear your bomber vest and you kill him, right? Or maybe not even that, you get a gun out and you kill him. You don't kill yourself in the process, you kill him. What does that achieve? You just get another person to run Palantir. You achieve nothing. You didn't do anything. So what does that achieve? It achieves nothing. There's nothing you can do. And maybe that's me also just falling into this goyim thought pattern of well, if we can mind rape them and think that what can we do about them, and we still have power over them, and it's like we still win either way. Like whether they think they can do something or whether they think they can't, we win. Because I feel like this is a very doom and gloom sort of black pill video, but I am still trying to hope max and think that we can do something about it, but it's just getting tougher and tougher to think that way. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. Yeah, see ya.